So yesterday at Stanford, the Secretary Blinken said that China is determined to pursue reunification on a much faster timeline. So I wonder if he was referring to a 2027 timeline, the Pentagon's estimate, or was it based on a new analysis?
So this is something Secretary Blinken and other senior administration officials have said on a number of occasions, that Beijing is seeking to change the status quo with a more coercive approach than in the past. And as the Secretary also said in that same fireside conversation, that this is a very different PRC under Xi's leadership. The PRC is more repressive at home, aggressive abroad, in challenging interests and values of the United States, but not just the United States, also our allies and partners. And so we will compete with the PRC, but we also will cooperate when it comes to a number of issues as well. Can we stay on the region before we move away? Anything else? Nike, go ahead.
Yeah, just seeking for clarification. The wording reunification, did the State Department mean unification? The reason is because the Chinese Communist Party has never ruled Taiwan since 1949. So the reunification, do you mean actually unification is one? And I have another North Korea question.
So what I would say is that our position on Taiwan has not changed and is the same. I'm not going to prognosticate on what that potentially meant, but we have had a long-standing one China policy, one that is guided by the Taiwan Relations Act, the 3 joint communiques, and the 6 assurances as well. And we continue to oppose any unilateral change to the status quo from either side, and we continue to believe that cross-strait differences should be resolved peacefully as well.
Right, North Korea just happened a short while ago. According to South Korea military, North Korea just fired 100 artillery shells off its coast. Do you have any comment on this? Is the United States still open for diplomacy?
So again, we've seen this happen over the course of this week. We are aware of these reports, and we call on the DPRK to cease all provocative and threatening actions. And we continue to believe and be open to dialogue without preconditions with the DPRK as it relates to our ultimate goal here, which is the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
And November's final question, if I may. So several summits in Southeast Asia in November, one of them is APEC. The reports coming from Thailand is saying that President Biden is going to skip APEC summit due to a family event. And then the U.S. commitment to Asia was put, there's a question mark on U.S. commitment to Asia. Do you have any comment on that? And do you know if Vice President Harris is going to attend the summit on behalf of President Biden?
So I will let the White House speak to the president's schedule. I don't have anything to offer on that. But what I would say is that our commitment to Asia and our commitment to the region is ironclad. And while I don't have a specific delegation to offer today or from here, I can assure you that our representation will be robust and include the highest levels of this government possible. And this is not just an institution that we're committed to, but a region. And as you know, the vice president in her travels last year offered up the United States as a potential host for the 2023 summit as well. So this is something that we are deeply committed to and plan to continue to be engaged on as well. Daphne.
Sorry, just going back to Blinken's comments yesterday on Beijing pursuing a faster reunification timeline. Is that an assessment that is shared across the Biden administration?
I'm not going to categorize it one way or the other, but what I would reiterate is what you saw the secretary say, that this is a very different PRC, and it is one that is more repressive and aggressive abroad. And it's one that seeks to advance an illiberal order, while the U.S. has sought to organize itself with like-minded nations and surrounded around ideas of the rule of law, democracy, and personal liberty.
So is this a State Department view then, not a Biden administration view?
Well, the secretary is a member of the Biden administration, so I will leave it at that.